everyone. This is a round 9 for NCL game, which is David Flynn versus Nathan Gittens. David's ELO was 2037, whereas Nathan's was 1850 from a 150 at ECF conversion. Pardon me, I think I've had too much Tizer today. This match was also our team 3Cs2 against e2 to e4.org.uk 3, and of course there was a few jokes about them because me and Nathan are d4 players, so we were saying that it should be d2 to d4.org.uk. And also on the first weekend we was walking past one of their teams and most of the games were d4 which we found pretty funny. But anyway, it's a good website, by the way. The guy in charge, Sean Hewitt, has done some good congresses like Runcorn, Warrington, Uxbridge and all that, and you should check it out. And they're all FIDE rated opens as well, which is good because there isn't much FIDE chess in England. But anyway, Nathan was black in this game, by the way, which is why the board's like faces from black's point of view, seeing as I'm doing it from my own club mate's point of view. I always do it like that. Win, draw, or lose. And his opponent played e4 because he plays for e2 to e4.org.uk, so you can expect e4. And in my game actually against him was the Hitler Gambit game, the one which everyone seems to find really funny. And I played d4 to try and confuse him, and it didn't work, failed drastically. Now comes the Sicilian Dragon after this continuation, which must make it one of the sharpest lines. It's probably almost as sharp as the Najdorf. And now the Yugoslav attack, which is the most dangerous anti-dragon weapon. White's f3 move, which of course I like to play a lot as white. The idea is to protect g4 and e4. Because it protects e4, it takes the sting out of a lot of rook takes c3 sacks, which are very common in the dragon. And also prevents knight g4, which would harass the bishop b3, queen d2 setup. It's a very important move. Castles, queen d2, knight c6, and now White's got three main moves: bishop c4, castle queenside, and g4, which was played a lot by Nigel Short. White plays bishop c4. The idea is to try and prevent d5, which gives black good counterplay, and to put pressure on f7. Bishop d7, castle queenside, knight e5, bishop b3, and now queen a5, which was recommended in this book he has of Chris Ward's. He'd have a sympathizer. However, it isn't that good these days, this line. I think the book must be outdated or something. Other moves include rook b8, which is the Chinese dragon. There is also stuff like rook c8 and b5 and a5. Queen a5, h4, rook fc8 and g4. And White is beginning his pawn's time, and this makes this game very sharp. And now Black continues with knight c4, and if you're ever in this position as White, always take with the light squared bishop, because the dark squared bishop in these systems is the most important piece, because you need to trade off Black's dark squared bishop, which is like one of his best pieces. So you chop, takes, knight b3 and queen c7, and White's got a strong winning percentage in this position. But now White goes a bit wrong here with bishop g5. e5 is much stronger. If takes, then g5 is winning. So knight e8, knight d5, queen d8 and bishop g5, and White's got a very strong position here with good attacking chances and more active pieces. Black's knight's passive. But bishop g5 isn't as good. Now comes rook c8, seizing out Black's treble on the c file, and White can't play any knight d5s because of c2. And now e5. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, and knight d5 loses because of the pressure down the c line. However, moves like h5 and king b1, which prepares knight d5, is strong. But now e5. Knight e8, knight takes g4, e takes d6, e takes d6, f takes g4, bishop takes g4, and Black's got good compensation for the material. Knight e8, rook h e1, Again, king b1 can be played just to get off this dangerous line. Rook he1, bishop e6, a good move. Knight d4, bishop takes, and now rook takes. An interesting little exchange sack. It's not quite fully sound, but it does create some dangerous problems over the board. And remember, white's a lot higher rated, so it's good attacking try. Another move might be knight db5, and after queen b6, black should be fine. He's recovered from them early problems in the opening, and has got good dynamic chances as well. I assess this position as dynamically equal. Rook takes, d takes, and now knight takes, f takes, and white's a pawn down and the exchange down, but black is left with very weak tripled isolated e-pawns, and at least one of them's going to drop off. So it's technically exchange down, but white doesn't really have too much compensation. Black's king's hard to exploit because of all them pawns, and black's still got his trebling down the c line. White plays queen d7, queen takes, rook takes, and after rook 4 c7, although white can win a pawn with rook takes e7 that was played, white should keep the rooks on, just to try and complicate it. And white will still have some practical chances then, although black would be better. But now comes rook takes e7, bishop takes, and after rook c7, black's the exchange up and has got all the winning chances here. I mean, he's got them weak double pawns and isolated pawns, but white's pawns are potential targets as well, and once black's knight gets out, black should win. Now the f3 pawn's gone, you see. The e6 pawn goes. Black would just have took on g4 here safely, but instead plays knight e4. Now takes the bishop off, make it, and now white's got double pawns, and now that g4 is dropping off. White can resign this. Good technique this though by black. And white resigns now. So a very good scalp that. It was quite good because we was getting thrashed in this match, mainly because I played the Hilton Gambit. And that's one of the reasons why we got thrashed, I will admit. We lost 4-2 in the end, heavily upgraded though. And there was some good stuff played in this match. And this is a very good win, and shows his potential. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments and thoughts. Thanks very much.